Hey guys, Smashcast here. I'm AG and
PJ.
we're tuning in for another episode of leaked screenshots. Not really a series, but just let's call it that. And we said that we were gonna make a video about this a long time ago, and now we're finally doing it. We waited a long time because we knew something would happen, and this is why we made the vid. So for all of those people who don't know what the Palutena leak video is, it's just two screenshots, and PJ's gonna say what they are.
Alright, so the Palutena leak, I think this is real because it's even on 3DS, but people might think it's fake because it's like two different photos. But it's actually the same if you look closely. It's just for the second one, Palutena is holding out her staff and the mirror shield. So to further speculate this, so the first screen on the top shows Palutena standing beside Mario, and Palutena has her staff and the mirror shield, and people think she's going to be in the game because Pit has a different shield and he had the mirror shield in Brawl, so people are thinking that she'll be in the game because she's using it now. And in a later screenshot we'll even see Palutena holding the mirror shield also. And on the bottom screen is basically just the same picture except from a different stance. She's holding out her staff and the mirror shield is on her left side. So yeah.
Yes, so from these two screenshots, guys, this isn't the top and the bottom screen of the DS. This is just two images from the leak, and they were just strung together. And from these two pictures, these are drawn out completely new. So either this is by Sakurai himself, or it was by a super big fan who just wanted to create a lot of hype for Super Smash Bros. Because these models themselves are obviously going to be after Kid Icarus Uprising, because that was the latest game, but these are not ones that are completely found on Google Images, so they were drawn out by the super fan. And now I'm kind of sitting on the fence whether it or not it's fake or Sakurai actually did it. But one thing that makes me kind of decide that it's fake is the fact that Nintendo in general, but also just Sakurai too, don't like their stuff being posted on social media. So he knows that this would be posted on social media, so why would he do that? Because Sakurai is removing cutscenes for the story mode like Subspace and Missionary because they were on YouTube. It's what? And then if he's releasing this obviously would go on Reddit and all those other Smash Bros sites that create hype for the game. So him not liking social media in general, and especially Nintendo flagging a lot of videos on YouTube because they have all the content, makes sense why they wouldn't want their stuff on there, and this could just be another potential leak. And one thing I want to just say is that this, I may be wrong, but I think it just might be the placement of the 3DS, because it's actually quite noticeable, because it's a lot easier to do the 3DS screen than the actual Wii U. Because this is actually resolution down, because you don't need to have great resolution for the 3DS one. Unlike the Wii U one, you need to have super high graphics and detail for and really good size for the picture, so you need to really spend a lot more time making that design. Where this one is a lot easier because it's a 3DS, so it's allowed to be pixelated. And here too, it's a 3DS, so the 3DS does have an SD card slot, so he could have potentially just save the pictures on there, then show it on the 3DS. Or if he didn't have a 3DS in general, he got a picture of one, and then he could have just photoshopped this picture itself onto there. Because if I might be wrong, but just from the way he took the picture, at least it just seems kind of weird, the dimensions that it goes around the black one, because the black border around it, it looks a lot thicker on the left side than it is on the right side. So I don't know, it doesn't seem like it could be all that legit. It seems like it was just photoshopped into that place. It doesn't seem like it was actually on an actual 3DS. Now, the actual things there, however, are there is the stroke around Mario, because you can turn that on and off, but that's easily changeable in Photoshop. You could just stroke and change the opacity to it. And at least for Palutena, which is also another thing that that kind of worries me about being legit or not, is that right here specifically on the staff, on the ball, it loses the stroke, which is kind of strange, because I would I think that the at least the ball should have had the stroke around it, and there is no stroke. So obviously Sakurai would have had that in if it was an actual legit screenshot. And since it's not actually like no stroke around it, only around everything else, it makes me wonder if that was just placed there, and because it doesn't seem like it's muchly attached to it in any way. Now PJ is going to explain the other two screenshots that we've seen after the leak happened.
So after the leak happened, I'm going to start off with a statue one. So, right here, the Miiverse post from Sakurai says, you can find the statue of the goddess of light, which is Palutena, in one of the stages, not specifying what or where it is. She's watching over the arena. So, this screenshot, yeah, it's just a statue of Palutena with wings, and yeah, it kind of looks like the stance in the leak, so possibly it could be real, but as we can see here, it's the back of the shield and her hand is inside of it. So you know, still wondering about the leak, and I guess we'll just have to see. So the Verity one, AG is going to explain.
And for the Verity one, I covered these two screenshots, both of them, in previous SSU videos, and this happened 1 or 2 days after the screenshots were leaked, and he's kind of trolling us, Sakurai, kind of saying that, oh, these screenshots are real, and he's probably seen them already, so he wants to like show them, and it just seems like he's trying to like make us think that it's real. Now, Verity is a stage hazard on that one stage here, and it's the same stage that we've seen the reset bomb, and that's the same plot that happens in the Kid Icarus Uprising game, and she's a stage hazard, and it makes sense why he would release the stage hazard right after the leak, so he's kind of like talking more about Kid Icarus. What could happen with Palutena potentially would be that she could like just be much like the Toon Link stage with Spear Track stage, where Toon Link is on the stage and Alfonso takes over the train. So the similar thing could happen, like a new goddess could appear statue if Palutena becomes playable, and she does have a fairly large fan base, and it would make sense that she would be returning, and I would love her to return. And for fan base Lucario about the last vids, I'm sorry about that. I should have been more careful with my word choice. And what could happen potentially could be like a spear pillar thing, where it's like the Pokemon, where she could like actually activate some special effect. And the Miiverse post that PJ earlier said was, pick the day you can find the statue of the goddess of light in one of these stages. She's watching over the arena, and watching over the arena could like state that she is playable because she's going to be do what Spear Pillar did, or she's playable and just attack people. So he could be trying to hint at that. Now, what do you think about Palutena being in the game?
I think it would be really cool because with Kid Icarus Uprising being on the 3DS and the Kid Icarus series kind of coming back, I think Palutena would be a cool character and another female to the roster, so that would add some more diversity. So yeah.
Same. I think it would be great to add, like, because we do need more females in the game. Even though we have tons, I'd love to see 100 more females, because it's always good to have those ton of different females in the game, and this time the game won't be as sexist as it was with Brawl, and it's really cool to see a lot of these good characters, such as Palutena, who we've seen pit, so it would make sense that Palutena would be adding, not because of her fan base and just the games, and also the other thing, one big thing, is because Sakurai does make Kid Icarus series, guys. So it's like it's the same reason why Meta Knight was so OP in Brawl, because Sakurai does the Kirby series, guys. So it's like, obviously he was favorite his own characters. He said he wouldn't do it, but Meta Knight turned out one of the most OP characters in the game. Oh, and what did that turn out to be? Oh, one of his own franchise characters. Now, so for Kid Icarus Uprising, like I said earlier, it's the latest Kid Icarus game, and this is made by Project Sora and Sora Ltd. And Sora Ltd is the actual company which Sakurai owns, and he's the founder of, and he he's also developing Brawl, I mean Smash Bros under the same name. So it would make sense that he would add like Palutena because it's from a series that he does develop. So it would make very much sense, and I could totally see Palutena being added, and she would have a great moveset. And I haven't played a ton of Kid Icarus, but I know that it would be a great thing. So guys, tell me what you think about Palutena being in the game, and comment down below. Say anything what you think about the moveset could be for Palutena. And this is Smashcast signing out. Peace.